It's gonna be May. My goodness, it's May. It's Mama May. Welcome to the show. That is the shit show, by the way. So, welcome, happy May. So glad that we are here together. And today on the show, we are talking about how to truly dream bigger and therefore have the mindset shifts needed to dream bigger and actually have them become a reality, right? And here is what I want to say first. First, thank you to our amazing sponsor today, Ariel. You are amazing. We love you. Ariel is the executive director and founder of Core Legacy. She also literally helped me in the beginning phases of my business behind the scenes, truly operations, admin, client services when it was literally a teeny tiny thing. And she serves in the military, so she went overseas for a while and served our country and is just truly an amazing human. And I was so excited to see her name as first for the month of May. So we're doing fun sponsors for the whole month of May. If you're not aware, if you are one of them, cannot wait to have you as a sponsor. And if you don't already have a day and you want a day, let me know. But just super excited. This is our year anniversary of the podcast. I strategically launched it last May because of mothers. I'm blessed to know so many mothers, support so many mothers, be a mother myself. So we have literally so much goodness happening this month. Like the vibe is going to be off the charts, like off the charts. If you need, an energy jolt this month, even if you're not a mom, you can totally get value from everything that I'm talking about. I obviously will be talking specifically to moms this type of content because I knew eventually I wanted to be a mother. And I just think it's very, very inspiring to see other badass women do really cool, epic shit. So please don't feel like you are not included if you do not fall into the mama category. You can absolutely get benefit from everything I'm talking about and equally participate in everything that we have going on this month. So we have shows happening every single day, even the weekdays this month. I told our team, if you need help uploading things to the podcast, happy to help. I love rolling up my sleeves and helping our team. And it's just, we have so many people that wanted to sponsor, and I've got a lot to say. So I'm happy to do, multiple shows, multiple days, and equally on the weekends. We've got a lot going on, and I'm really, really equally just genuinely excited to provide value. We are going to be having a mama giveaway. You'll find out more about that later this week. Tons of amazing prizes. Again, you do not have to be a mom to participate. So super excited about that. And then we have our Wealthy Mama program launching on Friday, and it will be 90% off for the first 2 hours when I launch it early afternoon on Friday. And then it will go to 75% off, and then 50% off, and then full price. And it will start June 1st. So you'll get to know all the details of what the Wealthy Mama program is. It's the whole summer, price, etc. But mark your calendar for Friday because you'll have a very small window to snag it for 90% off. And if you're anything like me, I love me a good deal. Okay, so enough announcements for today. Let's get into the juiciness of today. So ironically enough, this is Mama Month, and I was so excited for a fresh start of the month. And Boone, my 5-month-old, almost 5-month-old, slept in his crib last night and did amazing. He still woke up a few times, but we actually got way more solid, uninterrupted sleep. And then my 5-year-old, that you can probably hear in the back, woke up and just kept saying, oh my gosh, my ear hurts, my ear hurts, my ear hurts. We tried so many different things, was not working, just knew that my whole day was going to shift. And oddly enough, I typically don't have things on Mondays, but I think I was really excited for new month, new me. I know what the Wealthy Mama, what we're about to launch. So I was just excited. So I normally don't have things on Mondays, but I had things this Monday, and so I had to shift them. But it comes with the territory, and I was like, this is just more reason why I'm launching this program, because I mean, I felt a lot of feelings when I had Emma, and still like obviously do, but equally now being a mom of two, feel it even more. And I just want to support moms on such a massive, massive level. Oh, that's our new theme song. Mama, ma, ma. Are you singing? So welcome to Life Unfiltered. You'll be seeing that all this month because I think it's so important. So Amazon package, if you're watching on live video. If you're watching or listening on the podcast, you won't be able to see me, but Amazon package. Emma, obviously, she just got back from the doctor, so we got her medicine and chicken nuggets. Baby carrier, obviously. We were making some fun crafts so that you can see those on there. Trash from last night that has not been taken out. This is life. And I really want to show it because I think it's really important. And that was like strategically why I put my tripod here. So if you're listening on the actual podcast, feel free to hang out on social and see all the epicness that is my life. Because I think it's just so important to like be raw, be real, be vulnerable. And it's just so perfect for what we're talking about today. So let's talk about dreaming bigger first. And then I'll really what I want to support you with is like, okay, now that we're dreaming bigger, how do we actually make that a reality? Because there is some really key takeaways that I want you to hear. So first and foremost, if you grew up in a household that did not have parents that dreamed bigger, meaning like they were talking big dreams, and equally if they were not taking big action, it is a foreign concept to you that's actually even one possible and equally safe, right? If you didn't have a role model or role models in your life, then it's gonna feel a little unsafe or a lot unsafe, and also not possible in your brain because you don't have the evidence. Okay, so I just want you to like do a quick check-in with yourself of like, did you have role models growing up that dreamed really big, meaning like they were speaking belief of like, meaning like that role model can do big things, and then equally they were taking big action to back up that, right? Like walking the walk and also talking the talk. So they were doing both, and then it helped you believe the same. Okay, if you didn't have at least one role model, it doesn't always have to be a parent, but obviously the parents or guardians are a big they're a vital part in a child's life, because that they like idolize that person. That's all that they know, right? And so think about your parents or guardians first, then think about siblings, and then think about teachers, right? And then think about anyone else that you had connection to, exposure to, right? And it can also be from afar, but we do want to really look at like who in your day-to-day life had a positive impact on you to dream bigger. And it's okay if you're drawing a blank. I don't want you to feel bad, but equally maybe there are a few people where you're like, oh my gosh, my teacher, my like coach in sporting events or sports helped me dream bigger, or my sibling helped me dream bigger, or maybe you were involved in extracurricular activities and they helped you dream bigger. But we just really want to take an inventory of your past as early as you can remember. Did you have positive role models to dream bigger, and they actually walked the walk, right? As children, right, even young adults and adults, we don't normally learn by somebody talking. We learn by watching, right? Which is why all month long I'm going to be modeling, hey, you can be a mama and build wealth, and watch me do it. But not just watch me do it, I want you to come with me. Like truly my teaching style is, yes, I will teach you strategy, but we implement all day long. And my goal is to always be a good example as much as I possibly can. And the reason for that is because I know that we learn so much more by modeling people, osmosis, right? Like the more you see somebody like reaching up for big goals and dreams, you want to reach up, right? You are inspired, right? And sometimes you can't even put your finger on it. But when I explain it like that, like it's so vital. And so I really want you to think about, oh man, I equally on the opposite side have people that are super negative, super toxic, draining. That impacts your big goals and dreams, your energy, right? So we just want to take an inventory of your past, and most importantly, right here and right now, do you have positive role models right here and right now? Because we can't change the past. I do want you to like look at that, because if we've never seen that before, we're going to have to do a little bit more mindset work and energy work to get your brain on board that that's possible to dream big, and also that it's safe to dream big. Most importantly, that it's safe. Because if you've never seen it modeled, right, then when a coach like me comes in and like, oh my gosh, girl, let's go for like $1 million, you're going to be like, yeah, no, I'm out, right? You may like on the surface be like, wee, yay, let's do it, right? But inside you're dying, right? Like you're like, oh my gosh, you're freaking out because we've never seen that modeled before. We've never seen it done before, or anything like that. It doesn't have to be just money. This goes for health and fitness. This goes for healthy relationships. This goes for big goals and dreams, whether they're related to money or not. And so I just do want you to take an inventory of your past, and then most importantly, take an inventory of your current reality right now. Are we surrounding ourselves with enough people that are reaching up big, that are walking the walk, right? And a lot of times we're waiting for somebody else to do it instead of you being the one, you being the catalyst, right? So I want you to also think about like, am I walking the walk, right? Like, you know your potential. And so we want to like just take a step back and look at your surroundings and look inward of like, am I in the right container, right? Like the right playground, if you will, to be playing, right? And experimenting and going for big goals and dreams, and on a safe playground that everyone is playing nicely, everyone's encouraging each other. It makes a massive difference. Who wants to be on the playground alone? Like, yeah, you could probably like do it, but like if you had to pick to be on a playground by yourself, or a playground with really mean bullies, or last but not least, a playground with super fun, energetic, high vibe, positive people, I'm gonna pick the last one all day, every day. Like that's the playground I want to be on, right? So before we even talk about like how to create the mindset shifts needed to go for big goals and dreams, we just got to take it like a step back. We've got to pause. Like, I know it's cliche to say like we've got to slow down to speed up, but it truly does make a difference. Okay. So there's 3 mindset shifts after you do this inventory check-in that I really deeply need you to work on. You may need to work on all 3. Okay. If like, as I'm going through them, you're like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Okay. Like, I feel like she's calling me out. I want you to go in the order that I'm talking about them. Okay. So if you check the box for all 3 about what I'm about to share with you, then I want you to master one by one by one. Now, if you feel like you've mastered the first one, and then like 2 and 3, you're like, ooh, there's definitely some room for improvement. We're all human. We all get to grow, right? We all get to improve. So to say that everyone has all 3 of these boxes like crossed out, they're complete, is just not like, that's not true for anyone, in my opinion. Like the super successful people are always like dreaming bigger. They're always looking for the patterns, the gaps, right? The opportunities, the growth, the expansion, all the things, because that's truly like how they're programmed, right? And they know like it's so much fun to keep dreaming bigger and bigger and bigger. So, okay. So before I say all 3 of these, here's a really fun exercise that I gave my inner circle last week, okay? And it is this. I want you to write down all of your goals, all of your dreams, personally, professionally, big and small, whatever you can think about, okay? And I want you to put them on a piece of paper as if this is magic paper, Okay. That meaning like everything that you write down is just going to like poof, like appear, right? Like if you wanted like a dream car and like as soon as you write it down on your paper, it's like, boom, here's the dream car, right? Dream house, boom, here's the dream house. Um, are you, she's my sound effects in the back. Should we do another boom? Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. So, and here's the cool part. And you'll want to do this over a few days. This is great leading up to our launch on Friday. Okay. So you're writing all your big goals, dreams down, even small ones, right? Every place you want to travel, your house, the cars that you want to drive, what you want to feel, like anything. There's nothing off limits. There's no wrong way to do this exercise. Okay. So you're going to do this on a piece of paper, and I really do want it to be a piece of paper. This is a great activity to enroll your kids in, your significant other in, everyone, because like we're in this together. Like the more you can enroll the coolest people on your rocket ship, the better, right? Like who's coming with me, right? Like we're going to be going on this adventure together. Like we get to enroll those people. Like this is sales skills 101. Hold on 1 second, please. Okay. Where you get to take your medicine before we go shopping. That was the rule. She keeps telling me she's taking her medicine and she is not telling the truth. So anyways, so we're doing this on magic paper. I want you to do this at least 3 times. So you do it once and you come back again and you say, okay, let me dream even bigger. Okay. And then you come back again. And like, truly, I want this to be over like a few days, because as you leave that piece of paper, your brain, your subconscious mind is going to like start going to work, right? Like it's going to start thinking of more things. It's going to start visualizing the car, visualizing the house, creating the feelings. Your brain doesn't know that it's not true, right? Like that. And what I mean by that is like, your brain doesn't know that it's not your current reality, right? It just knows what you tell it. So if it's like, oh my gosh, I have the car, or I have the house, or I have the Disney trip already booked for my family, right? Like that's all your brain knows. So this can just be so powerful when you do it over a few days, because we're going to keep going deeper. We're going to keep dreaming bigger. And so when you do this 3 times, you're going to have so many downloads that like, it's going to feel like a fireworks show. Like the vibe that you create by doing this exercise it's bananas. It is wild. And I don't think any of us, myself included, dream big enough, because we've been in a world that says as women, it's not safe to dream big, right? Like it wasn't too long ago that a woman couldn't have a mortgage, that she couldn't like open up a credit card, that she couldn't even speak for her own self, right? Like, so as a society, even if you've had great role models, as a society, we've been told you don't have control over your body, right? Like it's not your body, it's not your decisions, right? Like I'm gonna get a little political here, just a teeny bit. We've been told that like our money is not safe, right? Meaning like you need a man to, be able to sign for a mortgage. Not now, but obviously before. And so that gets passed down from generation to generation. Even if you don't believe that or feel that, it's deep rooted in us. Equally, like women of color have deep rooted trauma that we get to work through, right? So there's so much there underneath the surface, just as if like an iceberg. And so I want this exercise to feel so fun and so safe, knowing like I just saw somebody yesterday. It's like there are no accidents. She's been in our programs before, Corey Messer, and she said on social, trauma obviously can be passed from generation to generation, but so can healing. And that was just like so beautiful to me, because even if you didn't have positive role models in your life to dream big, that can change for the next generation because of you, right? And so I don't think it's an accident that you're watching this training right now or listening to it on the podcast. And so I'm so excited for you to do this exercise. And I honestly welcome your feedback. Would love to hear like what it does for you, how it blesses your life, who you enroll in doing this. Like you're more than welcome to like honestly make it your own always, but equally you can do it yourself and then enroll other like people, like your significant other and kids. Yes, honey. Yes, baby. Give me 1 second. Okay. I'm almost done. Can I have 5 minutes? Okay, 5 minutes of Nelly time, mommy time? Okay. So I just wanted to add that in because this exercise is going to bless your life in so many ways when you do it. So pinky promise that you're going to do it. And let's get to the 3 mindset shifts now. Okay. So the first is the belief that you can dream really, really big, like deep belief. Now, we'll always have fear. Like all of us will always have fear. But do you believe that you deserve and are capable of big goals and dreams, right? Just the minute that I asked that question, whatever side that you swung to, yes or no, if you're a maybe, then you're a no, in my opinion, for this exercise. If it's like a wholehearted hell yes, then you can check that box, right? Like you believe, okay? If it's a maybe or a no, then we know we can start there and do some work, okay? And this can go a lot faster than you think, okay? So no one has to know your answers but you. The second one, for all of your big goals and dreams with the exercise that you do, hold on a second, honey, okay? Thank you. Okay. The second mindset shift needed is that you have the time that you need to make it happen, right? To take the actions. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to literally like do 100 things today, but you have enough time, okay, that, or equally that you can create the time, that you can be resourceful, you can buy your time, right? You don't, it doesn't always have to be your time, okay? But you believe that you can create the time or have the time, okay, to go for your big goals and dreams, okay? This one is key because if you keep telling yourself the negative story all day, every day, I don't have enough time, you will believe that, right? And the longer you stay in that narrative, you will keep believing it, okay? So yes or no? Do you swing to the yes, I believe I have time, I can create the time, I can buy my time, right? To go for my big goals and dreams in a pace that feels good to you. Some people want to go super fast. Some people are like, okay, I'm good with like cruising. You know the pace that you desire, okay? You do not have to do this in a hustle culture way. And the third is that you believe you have the money, you have the resources, and or you can create the resources needed to build your wealthiest life, right? To build your empire, to build everything that you put on that magic piece of paper, one by one by one. Again, you decide your pace, but you truly believe you either have the money, you can access capital, and or you can create the resources needed, okay, to make your wealthiest life happen, okay? Because all 3 of these, when you master them, doesn't mean you're perfect, but when you master them, man, oh man, does it get juicy. And I'm talking like juicy, juicy, juicy. When you finally believe that you are worthy and capable and you deserve big goals and dreams, right? Then you go on to the next one. I have the time, I create the time, I will buy my time, I will figure out a way, right? And equally, the last is I have the money, I will create the money, I'll access capital, whatever it takes to make this happen, okay? Here's the coolest part about your big goals and dreams. Typically, when you go all in with one thing on your list and you go all in with that for 90 days, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, time is up to you, right? And truly, like, time is up to the universe because things can happen so fast, right? When there's focus, right? When we're not doing it alone, when we work on all 3 of these categories, these 3 mindset shifts, but it can happen so fast. In retrospect, like when you look back, it may have felt slow in the moment, right? I have a big announcement on Friday of just like our milestone that I finally feel ready to celebrate. You'll find out more of that later. But when I like look back, I'm like, holy smokes, like we achieved this huge milestone actually in a very short amount of time. Mind you, birthing two babies during the process of this milestone, equally got an ADHD diagnosis, had some family challenges that we choose to keep private. We had a global pandemic in there, right? Did I say very little childcare? Had a very, very small team for most of it until like about a year or so ago. Gone through like staffing changes as well. That's a normal business owner thing. Like I could go on and on of every curveball, every challenge, everything that's been faced in my way, placed in my way. And still, 5 years actually seems like a small amount of time. Now, in these 5 years, it felt slow. At times, it felt painful. At times, I wanted to give up, right? Like, at times, I needed to go back to number one of like, do I believe this, right? Like, you will go through all three of these mindset shifts a million times, right? That's why I said, like, we're never done working on these. But I wanted to give you some clarity on like which categories, which mindset shifts are needed, that when we can do them and you can harness them. Like this morning, I had every mindset block thrown at me because I had, it's the fresh month. We have like a fun launch happening. We just closed one launch. We're going into another one. I had my to-do list ready. And then like Emma is like, my ear. I had to cancel my whole day and shift. And so I felt like a giant failure. Like I was like, oh my gosh. But then I was shifting and doing it in real time. I'll start recording myself doing this because it's quite hilarious. I should invoice myself because I'm like coaching and hyping up myself. But it just reminded me of why I'm so passionate about the launch that we're about to do, geared towards mothers, right? That have a business and or that want to build wealth. You don't have to have a business to go into this program. And so I went from feeling like a failure to like, oh my gosh, this is the exact reason why. Because there is no way I could work for somebody else and be the mother that I want to be, which is exactly why about 6 years ago, I started to make shifts so we could fast track our wealthiest life. So it's just these three mindset shifts are so freaking powerful. And when you can harness them, even when you get thrown curveballs, you can go back to them and you know exactly what you need to do, that you can shift within a matter of minutes, if not, a few hours, and it not derail you. Okay. So I'm super excited for you. And it's just going to be an amazing, amazing month. So make sure you're coming back because, friend, like these podcast episodes are like fire. We have so many like giveaways because I just want to say thank you for being on this journey. You don't have to be in any of our programs to participate in the giveaway. There literally is no strings attached. Obviously, yes, I would love you in our programs. It just means I can support you on a deeper level, get to know you more on a deeper level. You can play on our playground. You can dream bigger and be amongst some badass women that I get to call clients, but most importantly, friends. So super excited for you. You've got a lot to take in from this episode. Thank you again, Ariel, for not only sponsoring today's podcast, but most importantly, being a part of just this beautiful journey that we've been creating. Everyone has made this what it is. This is not a self-made goal by any stretch of the imagination. It has been truly a team. Some still with us, some not, and that's okay. Like, that's totally okay. So more on that later. I love you. I don't know why I just did an awkward spin. I felt called to spin. I'll take a bow, I suppose. But I'm going to go back to being mom. But I love you. Let me know how you love the dream exercise. Again, before I go, the 3 mindset shifts needed are the belief and that you are capable of this, that you are worthy of this. Every other belief under the sun, but like the belief is the biggest one. Number 2, that you've got the time, you can create the time or buy your time for your big goals and dreams. And number 3, you have the money, you can create the money or source the money to make your big goals and dreams happen. And like I said, typically there's one goal, one dream on your list that can actually create a massive domino effect when you focus on it for 90 days, 6 months, a year, a couple of years. It's actually going to create everything that you desire on your list. and it doesn't feel so overwhelming. So more on that later. All right, make it a great day.